Cool as shit.
Oh man.
Yeah. Hey, so what do you think about the job Trump's doing?
I think he's horrendous. I really do. I think he sold us out. And the biggest issue I have is just his lack of honesty. He's just not shooting us straight. And to me, I think a government official should be legally forced to tell you the truth. I mean, there should be real accountability if you lie to people. Especially,
he's a pathological liar.
It's unbelievable. Point. I mean, he basically. I mean, when he posted himself as Jesus. So the first thing was, yeah, I did it, and I thought it was a nurse. Right? Then, like 24 or 48 hours later, he's in an interview and said like one of his attendants did it. And then, it was like the craziest thing ever. Like, he can't even remember his lies. And so, but if you look at the Iran war, too, I mean, it's like,
those girls.
Week one, we've won. We've won the Iran war. It's already over. We have complete air superiority. They can't touch our airplanes. Then literally like 2 or 3 hours later, they shoot down 3 of our airplanes.
Like free jets,
Yeah. I mean, and then it's like, we have to stop them from having nukes after, like, what was it, 9 months ago, 8 months ago? They told us that they couldn't have nukes for years. We destroyed all their capabilities. It was the most successful mission ever, blah, 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 blah.
You know what the most horrendous lie was?
What's that?
When he said it was Iran that bombed that girls' school.
Yeah.
Tried to blame Iran for that.
Yeah.
I was like, why you just...
Yeah, does anybody remember that? After what happened there, right? Like with the school. I remember I posted a YouTube short about that, and I had a comment saying that actually it was Iran that bombed their own school. And so I really had no comments to give, right? Because I just didn't know how can a country bomb their own schools. Where some might argue that it's just like a false flag, as they call it, to be able to justify retaliation, right? So that's why I meant by it depends on what side you're coming from, right? So I can't rule out anything, but it looks like now some more information is out and it's confirming that indeed it wasn't actually Iran. And that's what Dan is talking about here.
I'd like to see some accountability. Why can't he just own it? We screwed up.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because it was Patriot missiles, and those are missiles that have very, very specific guidance, and he triple tapped it. So one mistake is one thing. Double tapping is even worse. And the thing about double tapping, this is something that Israelis do a lot too, is what they do is they hit a hospital. Then they wait for the news crew, the paramedics, the family, whatever, and then they hit it again. And you saw that. They have that captured on they got that on the news. It was like literally like they hit a hospital, they had all the paramedics in there, the news crew, filming, whatever, and then they hit it again. And so what I was told is we hit the school 3 times. So they moved the girls into the prayer room and they hit it again. And so this is one of those things where also with our satellite imaging, like you can see extremely well.
Right.
And there was a bunch of little girls out. Like, it was absolutely horrendous. And that.
Right. So I guess now the question is really like, why? I guess that's the question, right? Why would they want to do that? So some might argue that what is the need for the US and Israel, right? Like, why would they want to hit a school? So clearly, was it an accident? Let me know in the chat, guys. Like, do you think that like this was an accident, or you think that it was done on purpose? And if you think it was done on purpose, then why do you think it was done? What do they stand to gain by attacking a school? Because obviously a school poses no threat to them. Obviously that is not where they're hiding any of the dust, as they call it. So what were they looking for in the school? Whoever it was that attacked that school, what were they looking for? Let's talk about it in the chat, guys.
I was like one of the first things.
So it's intentional that they did that. I think it can't be a mistake.
It's 100%. They knew the second time. Like, this was a school. Like, they have the aerial surveillance. Like, these are precision guided missiles. Like, they can see what exactly it's hitting.
Just like the boats in the middle of the ocean, out in the ocean.
What's that?
Those boats that they were blowing up in the ocean. They said it was transporting drugs.
Oh, yeah. That was so ridiculous. Yeah. That was so ridiculous.
I was believing it at the beginning.
Well, but here's my thing. Yeah. Like, let's say they were transporting drugs. It's not a death sentence. And it's in international waters. It's got nothing to do with us. If you actually want to stop illegal drug coming in the U.S., you're going to stop it at Mexico. That's where like 90-something% of all the fentanyl that's actually killing people is coming into America. Or you could just focus on the Sackler family. That's killed more Americans than anything else because they were responsible for the whole opioid crisis. And we know that. They made billions of dollars doing that. We did nothing to them. So like, yeah, I mean, this is not about drugs. And he had just pardoned some like big narco drug trafficker right before that. So it's like, it's just not true.
It's just a lie. It was a pretext to grab that guy and get that oil.
100%. Yeah, I mean,
because he knew he was going into Iran eventually.
100%. Yeah. Well, yeah, they were allies. Yeah, it was 100%. It was all about oil.
Yep. And speaking about oil, right? Who remembers the whole, isn't that how they came at Canada as well? They said the opioids is coming from Canada, and that is why. And then Canada went ahead, ordered like some more Budweiser's, right, to be able to control the flow of opioids. I believe they invested millions, hundreds of millions to be able to appease DJT. And what did he still do? He still slapped Canada with the tariffs, or at least attempted to, before it was struck down by the Supreme Court. So it seems like this is not the first time we see DJT playing this drug trafficking as an excuse, perhaps, to be able to justify his actions. I don't know. I'm just throwing out thoughts here, guys.
Yeah, natural resources. The drug thing had absolutely nothing to do with it. Yeah. And then what did they do? They like charged the guy with firearms violations. You see the actual?
Right, I know. Yeah, they got his wife.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you have illegal machine guns. It's like, dude, this is a foreign country. This is like the leader of the country. Dude. Yeah, he can have a full auto machine gun in his country. Like, what are you trying to enforce U.S. laws at a foreign? Like, it's just crazy.
Yeah, they kidnap a president
and his wife. Yeah, like kidnap the guy's wife. Like how? Yeah. Like on what? Like we just don't look at this through the lens of what if this happened to us? What if they did that to us? What if they took our president and his wife? Yeah. What if they bombed a U.S. children's school?
Right.
Like imagine the outrage if they bombed a U.S. children's school, triple tapped it with precision guided missiles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds
we
like
would
9/11,
go
right?
fucking crazy.
It'd be like the new 9/11.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think like sometimes because we're just over here in the West, we forget that like we're dealing with human beings as well, right? Because actually the surprising thing, if you go on a Fox News video, for example, where they're reporting about this Iran attack, you hear them, a lot of the people are saying, finish the job, like finish him, finish them. By finish them, I mean finish Iran. Like as if these are not people too, right? But I really love the way he brought it home. And he's saying, how will some of these people feel if it were actually a school? God forbid it's a school where like their children are in, right? They will be literally calling for heads, right? But now it's in a faraway land and they're just talking, clocking away at their keyboards, forgetting that we're actually dealing with human lives here. Ridiculous, I tell you.
Yeah, you know what's crazy? We post about that girls' school, and then I'm reading my comments. People are attacking us for reporting it, so that's a lie. And I said, no, it's been verified at this point because we posted like 3 or 4 times. And then I see in the comments, our followers, they say, well, I hear Iran is keeping weapons inside of that school. Yeah. They're using it as human shield. That's what Republicans were telling me to justify this nonsense.
It's so crazy. I mean, yeah. And you look at what Iran is doing. They're targeting military targets. You know, they're not hitting fucking children's schools and shit like that. Right. And if they finally start, targeting civilians, it's because their civilians have been targeted over and over and over again. So it's like this, and then they were bitching because they were using cluster munitions. Meanwhile, like Israel's been using white phosphorus for fucking 20 years and cluster munitions. So like, the hypocrisy is something that you just like, you can't explain your way out of. I mean, the thing is the Trump supporters at this point, the only people that are like still left on the MAGA train are just so glued to Fox News and they can't think for themselves. And also this rhetoric of like, oh, the fake news. It's not wrong. Like the news has been total bullshit and they have absolutely reported like completely fake things against Trump. Right. But what they've done now is they've created this like echo chamber within the Trump movement where like everything said negative about him is Trump derangement syndrome and this, that, and it's like, or you're a liberal if you say it, and it's like
they created a monster.
Yeah, and I'm like the least liberal guy, right? Like
we're liberals now, supposedly.
Yeah, like I was like a Trump supporter initially, but like I actually have a brain and I can think for myself.
Right.
And I can see when somebody's lying to me. Like I played poker for a living for 14 fucking years, right? Like part of that job is determining whether or not somebody's full of shit. Exactly. Yeah. Right. And this guy's just lying to us. Like he is such a pathological liar at this point. It's just crazy. And so That's my biggest bitch. Like that really, I mean, other than the fact that he's being just like completely controlled by Israel and we're getting dog walked into wars that we have absolutely no reason to be in. I mean, like Iran was not a credible threat in any way, shape, or form. All of our intelligence said that. You know, Joe Kent reported the same thing. Like 18 different intelligence agencies said there were absolutely no credible threat to the
Tulsi
U.S.
Gabbard refused to answer that question.
Well, of course, because they didn't have intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Yeah, that's correct. And I want to actually play a clip for you guys because when was his name Marco Rubio was asked actually why was Iran actually attacked during you guys' negotiations, just hear what he has to say. I'm going to try and pull this up for you guys. So right here.
What, did you tell lawmakers that there was an imminent threat? There absolutely was an imminent threat, and the imminent threat was that we knew that if Iran was attacked, and we believed they would be attacked, that they would immediately come after us. And we were not going to sit there and absorb a blow before we responded, because the Department of War...
Wait, hold on. So did you hear what I heard, please? Did you hear what I heard? Like, so we knew that if Iran were attacked, then they would attack us back. So, like, I mean, like, sheesh. Let me know in the chat, guys, like, am I misunderstanding something here? We knew that if Iran were attacked, that they would attack us back. Here, let's play this. Let's play this shit again. Let's play it again. From the start.
What? Did you tell lawmakers that there was an imminent threat?
There absolutely was an imminent threat, and the imminent threat was that we knew that if Iran was attacked, and we believed they would be attacked, immediately come after us. And we were not going to sit there and absorb a blow before we responded. Because
so it's even worse. And we knew that they would be attacked. So we knew that they would be attacked. Attacked by who, perhaps? Why don't you let us know, Marco Rubio? Attacked by whom?
the Department of War assessed that if we did that, if we waited for them to hit us first after they were attacked, and by someone else, Israel attacked them, they hit us first, and we waited for them to hit us, we would suffer more casualties and more deaths. We went proactively in a defensive way to prevent them from inflicting higher damage. Had we not done so, there would have been hearings on Capitol Hill about how we knew that this was going to happen, and we didn't act preemptively to prevent more casualties and more loss of life.
Yeah, there you have it, fellas. So you can't make this stuff up, right? You just cannot make this stuff up.
Absolutely did not have nukes. They allowed all nuclear inspection. In fact, they had a fought one 2004 saying that it was against their religion to ever have nukes or use nukes.
Right.
So they killed the guy that refused to use nukes. What they do, they killed him and his family, and then they put his son in, thinking that's going to be less radical. Let's kill the guy saying he's not going to have nukes. And by the way, the Israel's done this. They killed one of the negotiators that agreed to never have nukes, and then they tried to kill the other negotiator that was trying to have peace. Israel doesn't want peace. No, they don't. And because of that, I mean, our whole justification, according to Trump, was we had to bomb them because Israel was going to. It's like, wait, this is a country that's receiving more foreign aid from us than any other country in the world, and they're telling us what they're going to do, and we don't have a say in that?
Right.
And also, by the way, the crazy part is, of all 5 countries that we've given the most aid, they're number 1. And the other 4 that are below them have all sent boots on the ground for us when we've been in foreign conflicts. The only one that hasn't is Israel.
Right.
They literally start a war and then refuse to even send troops to support us.
Right.
It's fucking crazy.
Right.
Well, I don't entirely agree with that part, right? I don't agree with that because we know that Israel are doing their own, right? During the whole Operation Epic Fury, or Epstein Fury, as they call it on the Midas Touch. Right, we know that Israel was also carrying out their own operation. I don't know what it was called, but simultaneously, these guys work very well together, the IDF and the US. Right, so I think they both don't have boots on the ground, including the US. I don't think the US has boots on the ground right now either. So I think they're both working hand in hand together. So I just don't agree with Dan on that one, that Israel just expects the US to send boots on the ground. I don't think so. But maybe I'm wrong, yo. So let me know down in the comments, guys.
And then Trump, we noticed that he's a pathological liar. Like when he came out with that image of him depicted as Jesus, he came out and said it was a doctor. This girl came out. Her name is Riley Gaines. She provided some constructive criticism, right, of the incident. because she's Christian. I mean, most Christians, I mean, you should have some type of constructive criticism for the president for depicting himself as Jesus. He came out and said towards Raleigh Gaines that I was never a big fan of her.
Yeah. Oh, that's what he says about everybody.
Yeah. That's crazy. As soon as you criticize him, he's dead. You're dead to him.
Well, all of a sudden, now you're a piece of shit. You never should have got appointed. Meanwhile, he's the one that appointed Joe Kent. Right? For like, oh, Joe Kent was soft on this, and he was a shitty guy. It's like, okay, why'd you appoint him, idiot? It's like the moment somebody criticizes you, now all of a sudden, all these bad things, like, so if they don't criticize you, then they're fine, right? Because you have the ability to remove people also.
Looking like the Pope. Oh, I see. You mean they can't take a joke? You don't mean the Catholics, you mean the fake news media. Not the Catholics loved it. I had nothing to do with it. Somebody made up a picture of me dressed like the Pope, and they put it out on the internet. I did post it, and I thought it was me as a doctor. That's not me that did it. I have no idea where it came from. Maybe it was AI. That's nuts. But I know nothing about it.
That is crazy.
You can't make it up. I mean, it's just like at this point, I mean, you got to be really fucking blind. I think he's at the point where he's like, my base is so fucking stupid.
Yeah, because like I don't understand how, like, what else, like if you looked at that picture there, right, he was clearly, I don't know, that looked like a biblical picture. That didn't look anything like a doctor in a surgery room, right? I think we have a chat here from a Jerome. Shout out to you, Jerome. Let's pull your chat up. Jerome said, clones. When did they legalize making clones? Jerome, my brother, I do not know what you're talking about. But yeah, we've seen this time and time again with DJT, right? Even some of his biggest followers, like Alex Jones, right? Like the moment that they had anything negative to say about the moment that he had something negative to say about his war in Iran, then now like he's just going after them like crazy. I'm going to pull up a video of Alex Jones. Apparently, he's also being attacked a second time, actually, by DJT because of his strong stance against the war in Iran. Bear with me here, guys. I'm going to pull that up. So right here. Where is it? Alex Jones responds to Trump. Can I find it? Yep, here it is. So Alex Jones responds to new attack. There it is. I'm just going to load it up for y'all.
They called it conspiracy. Said it was too extreme, too unbelievable, too far outside the mainstream to ever be taken seriously.
For the second time in a week and a half, President Trump has come out and viciously attacked myself and other prominent people that have warned about the Iran war being a total disaster, which has been proven to be. He calls me a low IQ loser and all the rest of this stuff. A week and a half ago, now I'm fired, and he endorses the Democrat Party lawfare against me that the CIA and DOJ ran publicly, and that the same groups that targeted him ran the Paul Weiss law firm that did a $40 million settlement with him last year and admitted to criminal activity. So he's now siding with the actual criminals. But let's talk about the bigger issue first here. Trump had a 56 approval rating 8 months ago when Doge was roaring and Elon was there and all the rest of it. Now he's got a 33. He's lost 80% of his support in independents. The Republicans are going to lose the midterms massively coming up in just 7 months. And even Susie Wiles has told him that and told the press all that this needs to stop. But he doesn't care. He is committing political suicide for our own movement. And he's turning against all the major pillars of the movement, blocking RFK Jr., trying to get rid of the poison shots all of a sudden, giving total liability protection to deadly glyphosate, Roundup. He goes on and on. So I don't support this new Trump. But this isn't about his attack on me. It's about the craziness of this when, even on his own Truth Social and in polls, it is wildly unpopular. And he has all these neocon sycophants that were his enemies and never Trumpers praising him and saying how great he is and that we all need to be arrested because we work for Qatar. Well, I sure as hell don't. So here's where we are right now, ladies and gentlemen. We are at a crossroads, and Trump is committing political suicide. Use the Japanese term, seppuku. No one who has any brain cells can deny that fact. And as I said when this war started back on March 1st, it came out 5 days before that the intelligence agencies in the Pentagon gave him a report saying 92% chance this fails. Israel's lying to you. Iran's not about to attack us with a nuclear weapon. But he went with Netanyahu's lies and his Mossad chief's lies, who said the war could be won in 4 days and then Iran would fall. Now here we are into this almost a month and a half or more. We've been proven right. I'm a loyal American. I supported MAGA because so much good was done compared to the Democrats. This is a new Trump. And it's so unhinged. He's the guy that had all these countless bankruptcies for casinos and hotels and, basically his pump and dumps. But then he looked.
Yeah, guys, it's not looking good, right? Because if this is coming from Alex Jones, one of the biggest pro-Trump guys out there, like literally I stopped rocking with this guy because of how I felt like he was just always siding with DJT no matter what he did, right? He always found the good in what Trump was doing. For this to be coming from Alex Jones, it means that there really is fire on the mountain. Run, run, run.
At me that was shut down by $1.5 billion judgment that tried to shut me down that was totally rigged, and now he's siding with the people that attacked him against myself and others. So this is the new Trump. He can't be this stupid. He's made some deal with the globalists up above it. No doubt the Rothschilds are his biggest bankers. That's on record. They're the financiers of most of his properties, not the Russians, the Rothschilds out of the UK. And he's sabotaging the midterms. This is a deal. He's not this stupid. And watch what happens in 7 months with the midterms. That is the facts. But he's all saying, I'm fired. Fired from what? I'm not ever needing access to Trump. I don't, at the end of the day, care about what Trump thinks about me. I wanted Trump to be good. I wanted his policy to be good.
Honestly, Alex, I think Alex is hurt. You can even see it in his face. He's hurting because I think he really liked Trump. He really loved Trump. And I think he does care what Trump has to say about him. Because this same Alex, back in the days when Trump was still going with America first and could do no wrong in the eyes of Alex Jones, right? He was always happy whenever he's like, oh, Trump watches my podcast. Trump tunes in to know what's going on. So he does like what Trump has to say about him and cares. So right now he's obviously hurt. He feels probably betrayed because that's what happened to him. He was betrayed. But let's just get that right.
And not turn against what he stood for. But I'll tell you this, we are shutting down May 30th because the Texas receiver is cutting off.
Right. So yeah, as you guys can see, right, like this guy here, Alex Jones, he went through a lot of attacks and everything, all for his love of DJT, and that is how he gets thanked. So I agree with Dan here. I agree with the Hodge twins. It appears that once you don't agree with everything that DJT is selling, hook, line, and sinker, then you're dead to him indeed. And I don't think that that's any way to treat your friends. But yeah, like, let me know, guys, in the chats. Like, I really think like the bigger issue here isn't even just Trump, right? I think the bigger issue is how quickly things can escalate, especially when you're dealing with a nation such as Iran, right? This isn't one of those situations where you can just test the waters, right? With Iran, he should have known, obviously, that they had a chokehold on the Strait of Hormuz. And now they're even talking about other straits as well that they might be able to chokehold as well. I think somewhere in the Red Sea or something like that, right? So that's where it becomes a slippery slope going into Iran. And this is why you had previous presidents in the past that were being very cautious about this particular move. But Trump is the one that took the bait, right? And now he's in, and it appears that he's like a fish out of water. But I want to hear from you guys down in the chat, guys. Do you agree? Do you disagree with the Hodge twins and with Dan Bilzerian on this one? Do you think that Trump has sold out MAGA? Let's talk about it down in the chat, and I'll see you on the next one. Oh, and also, guys, I'm doing a solid push right now to get to 1,000 subs. We're currently at 852. I really want to thank you guys so much. Those of you that have already subscribed, thank you for rocking with me. Thank you so much. I couldn't have gotten here without you guys. Help me out. Let's get to the final 148 subscribers, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.